terrorism at the G7 summit, adding that we must act on those who promote and support terrorism. So that's a big message that Prime Minister Modi has sent out at the G7 summit. As far as terrorism is concerned, he has said that action must be taken against those who promote and support it, and he also bats for global action against the terrorism, and he said that we are committed to global peace and prosperity. Now, this statement comes at a very crucial juncture. This is the first time Prime Minister Modi is on a foreign visit after Operation Sindoor between India and Pakistan, and also it comes at a time when there are already so many conflicts going on if you talk about the Middle East. And my colleague Pranay Upadhyay is also now joining us with more details and context on this. Pranay, big message has been sent out by Prime Minister Modi from the G7 platform, where he has batted for global peace, and he has also said that action must be taken against those who promote and support terrorism.
Yes, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, while participating in the outreach session of the G7 countries, he made it very emphatically the point which India has been saying for long, that there cannot be double standards, there cannot be duality in policy as far as the terrorism issue is concerned, because terrorism is also a big economic disruptor, because if terrorism is being harbored and being perpetrated, it actually derails the economic growth, economic progress of not only a country but also the region. And this is the point which India has been making while making this address. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi also said that energy security for all through the sustainable and green pathways, and he also elaborated that how India's initiatives such as the International Solar Alliance, Comprehensive Disaster Resilient Infrastructure Program, and the Global Biofuels Alliance, these are the initiatives which India has moved and mooted, and these are the things which should be taken into priority. And also he spoke about the Global South, because you would recall, actually, that ahead of G20 summit in 2023, Prime Minister Narendra Modi took it as an initiative that the voice of Global South should be adequately represented. And thereafter, at every global platform, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, wherever he went, wherever he got an opportunity, he spoke in favor of the Global South as well. The countries, those who are not privileged, those who do not get a chance to participate and put forth their viewpoint. So Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that it is a responsibility to bring the voice of Global South to the world stage.
Absolutely. Pranay, do stay with us. We're getting some more inputs on the story. And Prime Minister Modi and Canadian Prime Minister Carney held key talks at the G7 summit. Canada to now appoint high commissioners again. Canadian Prime Minister said that they discussed law enforcement with each other, and he also added that the talks were on direct cooperation with India. So that's the big update that is coming in. All eyes were on the bilateral meeting between India and Canada, and Prime Minister Modi and Canadian Prime Minister Carney did hold key talks at the G7 summit, where they discussed law enforcement, and Canada will now appoint high commissioners once again. Remember, the ties between the two nations went downhill over Hardeep Singh Nijjar's killing, but now Canada has decided to appoint high commissioners once again, and Carney said that the talks were on direct cooperation with India.
Prime Minister, it's a great honor to host you at the G7. India has been coming to the G7, I believe, since 2018 in Biarritz with our French partners, and it's a testament to the importance of your country, to your leadership, and to the importance of the issues that we look to tackle together, from energy security, from the energy transition that you're helping to lead, to the future of artificial intelligence, to the fight that we have against transnational repression, against terrorism, against other factors, and the work that we can do together. And it is my great honor to have you here. I enjoyed your intervention just now, and we look forward to our discussion.
एक्सेलेंसी, मैं आपका बहुत बहुत आभारी हूँ कि आपने G7 में भारत को निमंत्रित किया और मेरा भी सौभाग्य है कि मुझे 2015 के बाद फिर से एक बार कनाडा की धरती पर आकर के कनाडा के लोगों के साथ जुड़ने का एक अवसर मिला है। भारत दुनिया की सबसे बड़ा लोकतांत्रिक देश है। पिछले दिनों G20 समिट की अध्यक्षता के रूप में भारत ने विश्व के लिए अनेक उपकारक ऐसे इनिशिएटिव लिए हैं। आज G7 के अंदर G20 में भारत ने जो मजबूत नींव रखी है उसको एक प्रकार से नए स्वरूप में G7 में उसके एग्जीक्यूशन की दिशा में ले जाने में एक बहुत बड़ा अवसर है और भारत इस अवसर का उपयोग ग्लोबल गुड के लिए करने के लिए हमेशा इच्छुक रहा है, आगे भी इच्छुक रहेगा। भारत और कनाडा के संबंध अनेक प्रकार से बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण है। कनाडा की अनेक कंपनियों का भारत में निवेश है। भारत के लोगों का भी कनाडा की धरती पर बहुत बड़ा निवेश है। लोकतांत्रिक मूल्यों को समर्पित कनाडा और भारत मिलकर के लोकतंत्र को मजबूत करना होगा, मानवता को मजबूत करना होगा, हमारे रिसोर्सेज का ऑप्टिमम यूटिलाइजेशन कर करके मानव जात के कल्याण के काम में कैसे ला सकते हैं, उस दिशा में हम प्रयास करते रहेंगे। और मुझे विश्वास है कि प्रधानमंत्री जी के चुनाव के बाद मुझे पहली बार मिलने का मौका मिला है, तो इस चुनाव के भव्य विजय के लिए भी मैं उनको बधाई देता हूं और आने वाले कालखंड में उनके साथ भारत और कनाडा मिलकर के अनेक क्षेत्रों में प्रगति करेंगे। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
And Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney responded to India Today's question. The Canadian Prime Minister hailed Prime Minister Modi's involvement at the G7 summit. He said that they both discussed law enforcement, and he also added that the talks were on the direct cooperation with India.
Good evening, Prime Minister. My name is Gaurav Sawant. I work for India Today in Delhi. Your meeting with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, how would you describe that? And what are concrete steps that you and the Prime Minister of India discussed to take this relationship forward, that it reaches its true potential, sir?
Well, I think the several things, if I may say. I would say the meeting, the fact of the meeting. Let me say a few things. First, just in terms of Prime Minister Modi's attendance at the G7. Prime Minister Modi has attended every G7 since 2018. That is a reflection of the size of the Indian economy, the dynamism of the Indian economy, Indian technology, the leadership position India plays in